Hello, welcome back to Fred in the Shed. We're back up in the Radio Shack. I hope you're well. On this video, we're going to be playing with antennas. We have a long wire antenna. Now, long wire antennas are probably the earliest form of antennas, going way back to Marconi's time. And I've always said to you on this channel that if you've got even a very cheap shortwave little radio, like this little spy radio that we looked at a few weeks ago, if you were to attach just a simple wire to the antenna socket and run it out along your garden, you'll find an improvement that what you'll get from the standard telescopic whip antenna you'll probably get with this radio. You're going to pick up far more shortwave radio stations. There is a slight problem with the cheaper radios, especially DSP radios. They can be easily overloaded by a long wire, so you do have to sort of tread cautiously to get the best out of it, but they do work. So we've got a long wire antenna here sent in from Banggood. This one's quite a cheap one. It's about £25 or a couple of pounds post and packaging. You can make these yourself. Anyone can really make these. Very basic antenna, just so I like it really. Just called the Antenna A30. Comes with a little instruction sheet. I'll shoot it up on the screen here. Gives you a few ideas, which is quite good actually. I think it's quite good. Gives you a few ideas how to set the radio up. Just run it out of a window, tie it up to a tree, something like that. You can use it as an inverted V dipole or a vertical antenna, because in theory you can use this on CB radio. It should be able to be tuned to 11 meters. It does give you basic specs on the wire. Depends how you're going to set it up, but it's basically a random wire. It runs from 1 to 30 megahertz on length of the wire. It says the SWR, it says 1.5 or less. These can be quite tricky to set up. I'll be happy to get 1.5 to be perfectly honest. The impedance is 50 ohms because it does have a balun on the end of it. You can transmit on this wire. On QRP only, it is going to be low wattage, but it handles a bit more than I thought it would, to be honest. I mean, FT8 data, if that's your thing, it will do 10 watts. CW, which is normally quite high output, 15 watts. And I'd say that's probably your maximum you're going to probably want to use on FM or AM. And then sideband up to 30 watts. Not sure about that. I mean, personally, I think less is more with one of these things. It's definitely a QRP wire. It says for transmitting, it just says it will do 40 meters, 20, 15 and 10. But I think you can probably tune it to 11 meters or anything in between if you've got the appropriate license. Of course, you do need a license to transmit on anything but 11 meters. And that's really about it. We'll have a quick look in the box. I mean, there's not really much that you get. I noticed it comes with quite a nice little sort of felt carry bag here, because it's a portable item. And then we've got the antenna itself. It's just basically a coil of wire with a rather nice little balun on the end. Now, as I say, you could make this yourself. You probably get the price down a little bit, but it's quite, unless you've got these things to hand, I mean, time you add the postage on things, which is quite expensive nowadays, you might be only saving of maybe £7 or £8. We just buy the whole thing for £25. The balun itself, now normally these for shortwave, this would be like an 8-to-1 or a 9-to-1 balun, something like that. It doesn't actually say what it is. I think in instructions it's got 1 to 43. I really don't know. But it's nicely made, plastic box there, 3D printed of course, got a nice thick rubber gasket. It might be glued. I may look at the end in taking it apart to have a look. I imagine it'd be like a little donut ferrite ring in there with a few coils on it. You can usually count the coils and that gives you an idea of what type of balun it is. I want to open it to the end though, because if I break it I won't be able to use it. And on this end you've just got a metal ring. You would attach a piece of string or piece of rope, very thin rope, to a tree or something to suspend it, as long as it's non-conductive. And on this end where you connect the radio, you've got a little BNC connector. So nothing wrong there. The wire itself, I assume it's a single core wire. We'll have a look when we unroll it. Again, it doesn't tell you the length of the wire. And what I should do with this is, I've got a little VNA nanometer, and I think they are brilliant. I did review one a while back. You can get these for just over £20 now on Banggood, and when you connect up to one of those, it gives you a SWR reading on the antenna. You'll be able to see the line on the meter. It'll give you an idea of where the antenna is resonating, your lowest SWR point, and using that you can adjust the antenna to suit. As I say, you can just stick out any random wire, but it's not tuned, and you won't get the signals as well as you could with a tuned antenna. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go outside. It's a nice sunny day. We're going to play with some wire and try this on a few different radios. So join me in the garden. Now when you come to do this, you're always going to be restricted to what you've got to work with. So that fence is basically my furthest point. And then I've just set it up on this telescopic pole just to get a horizontal wire. Now what I might be able to do is I might be able to extend it along there. So that will probably give me half as much again. There's a lot of wire on that roll actually. I would say it's probably 30 meters of wire. I wish I could extend it fully out. As long as you insulate it, when you come to your pole, I'm just using rubber bands on this one because it's only temporary, but as long as you insulate it and you don't go straight to the pole, it's non-conductive anyway, the old umbrella stand. So yeah, I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to connect that up to the Nano and just see what happens, and that's what you've got to do with this really. It's just random testing. It's part of the fun of it, trying to find something that works. Now I do apologise, it's a sunny day and this screen is terrible to see. It doesn't turn up very bright. But hopefully you can see I've set the scale on this from 5 megahertz to 30 megahertz, which covers all of your shortwave band and the CB. And then you can see on this random wire we have two little peaks here where it actually is resonating quite well. And we can just move the marker down. I can't see the screen myself. So just there, look in the, there we go. So at 21 megahertz, we've got an SWR of 1.4. And then coming all the way down here, look at the screen again there, so there you go, 11.5 megahertz. We have a usable SWR of 1.114. so it does show you that just sticking out a random wire there, if you're a ham radio operator, it can be quite effective. We could transmit on that very safe. Right, so what I've done this time, you can see coming along from the pole there to the fence, but now I've extended it all along to the end of the fence. I've still got about probably 4 meters of cable. Now, I'm not sure what to do with the end. I mean, I suppose really I should cut that and insulate it. I've just left it dangling at the moment, but that's just held on with a rubber band. I've sort of tried to neaten that up. I've had to put a little coil in it. You should just really fold that back on itself. I don't know if that's going to work, and that's the fun of it really. You just try things, see what works. Let's go back and look at the Nano and see if that's made it worse or might have made it more resonant. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? I mean, that's really upset it now, but we can see we've now got 3 separate peaks where the antenna is resonating, and I think overall that's beginning to look a lot better. Let me just, so we're at 27 megs, let me just take it up to 305 or thereabouts, 27,250. So SWR is just about 2, and you can work with that even on quite high power. It's not ideal, but definitely work. As we go further up the band though, towards the 2781 UK FM channels, the SWR is starting to rise. So we're into 28 megahertz now, we're into the 10 meter band, and 2.5 is not workable. Yeah, 2.4 probably round in the FM Muppets, so no good on FM, but I could actually work that on 27305 or even the 555. Then it goes really high. Let's head into like the 12 meter band, and then look, it does dip quite nicely though as we're coming into the shortwave band now. just at the top of the shortwave band here. Very, very low, 1.1 on 21 megahertz. Oh, went a bit fast there. So it goes up again. Yeah, going up about 18 megahertz, so we're up to 1.9. That's still fairly resonant. And then we get a really nice dip here. And this is quite good because this is in sort of the meat of the afternoon shortwave bands here, 16. So 15 megahertz. And then unfortunately, it loses its resonance and it goes all the way up here. So we've definitely changed things by extending it. So we're at 14 megs now. And it's going to be quite deaf at that frequency, and it doesn't come into tune again, oh, too fast, until we get all the way down. Oh, okay, yeah, 7 megahertz, funny enough. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, again, if you're a ham radio operator, no, maybe not. No, 2.4 is too much. So yeah, no, maybe. So what I've done now, just as for experimenting sake, I've stretched it right across now. So it's this very weird shape. I've got no idea, nor has Kenny, what that's going to look like on the Nano. But let's have a look. You never know. There we go. We've completely got a different pattern now. Got quite a nice low dip there. The wind's blowing around. You can see it change. See the SWR pattern change as the wind starts to blow things around. So yeah, there you go. So just at 19 megahertz there, we've got 1-to-1. It's not really any good to me. Again, at the CB band, 1.9 isn't ideal. Yeah, 1.9 on the 305.
Sur les opportunités de suivre une formation à l'étranger. Voilà les 3 axes de l'événement Poly International Fest. Premièrement, les étudiants étrangers inscrits dans...
görüntüleri, beraber olma aşamaları ve o klinik örüntüleri biraz farklı olabiliyor. Bizim baktığımız en önemli şey
Of course, there are a lot of contests, and that makes people sometimes angry because they cannot transmit on the weekend. You are right. No, Kim, catch watching. You are me, my little catch watching.
Участие в проектировании и строительстве императорских дворцов Китая. Под их руководством были возведены более 200...
trepidation in the air. Wednesday, says Donald Trump in the White House behind me, is Liberation Day. Well, it means essentially war any second. We've seen it already in this administration, but from Main Street to Wall Street, the feeling is one of worry because there's no certainty. And so people don't want to pay.
It's lovely on bass, but actually quite exceptional on top band and not bad on AC. So you've got to have a compromise somehow, I suppose, David. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't get on 80. I'm afraid. Sorry, 160. I can't get on 160, so I don't bother. But yeah, my ZS does well on 85. So.
it's possible that you've got some more noise over there, and it's just wiping me out with the F5 reading, you know. But it should be reciprocal in terms of, well, I should be giving you a lot more energy, shouldn't I?
My power right now is 10 times closed on yours, sir. I'm running 100 watts. It's making 4 ovens. That's 100 feet. 100 feet above the ground. Will you please remember your name, sir?
Oh my God, where's that? I have no idea. Oh, is it in the menu? Must be somewhere. What was it? FT Mark 5, isn't it? Or is it what is it? Mark 5, not the field. 5 and 9 into Bravo Golf 1524, former headquarters, Coastal Command. Back to you.
Yeah, this is Mike here, Park Tango Zulu. Yeah, you're between 10:20 over 9 with me down at Andover in Hampshire.
And I had the subframe welded by a friend, only a little, about a 10 centimetre hole. Yeah, and apparently you're not supposed to weld subframes. Or it depends on what vehicle it is, I don't know. But anyway, I just want to go and see what the weld is. So I need to put 2 new discs on it, a new wishbone on one side, because I've already done one side, and a drop wing. And then hammer the, what do you call it, the subframe.
And I tell you what, to digress slightly, because we're not getting very many joiners, my ears pricked up when you said you got a heat pump. You're the first person I've ever bumped into that's got a heat pump. And I wonder what your experience is of it, because I've seen a few programs on TV.
So we've got a couple of guys there just chatting on about cars on 40 metres. I do like to listen on 40 metres. I find these guys, just chat on like me and Dan do on the 305. So I've been sitting out here in the sort of shade of the sunshine and had a really good afternoon listening on this antenna. I did start using a little SDR there. It was very easily overloaded though. Too much signal coming in. That's about £27 now on eBay, would you believe? So this is what we ended up with. I don't know if you can really see it. What I did was I just gradually started reducing the length. Now what I found, and I thought this would be the problem, and it only really affects me because of my location, but when I had it fully extended, when I tried to receive shortwave, it just overloaded with demodulation and demode from AM basically. So cross mode, if you like. Just got cross mode modulation from AM. It completely wiped out all of the shortwave, unfortunately. So all I did was just reduced it, and as I say, I found that just on a single run here, and just let the wire, as you can see, nothing special, just let it dangle down, and that single run worked absolutely cracking on 40 metres. Really, really good. I was a great listen on 40 metres, not much coming through on 20 metres, but I say for 40 metres I think I could probably shorten it if I wanted to go maybe 20 metres, and I think that's what you're going to need to do with this. It's a great bit of fun. It really is a nice bit of kit for 25 quid. You can have some great fun, but I think you just need to sort of do what I've done here, stretch it out and just experiment. I mean, if you've got a little nano, it does really help you to adjust the antenna. But I've just been playing with it, as you can see. Tried different leads and whatnot, and just been sitting here, just having a little bit of fun. And these guys are still going on, I think.
Early on, of the noise that it creates, but it's very, very quiet.
There they go.
Very, very quiet, and I'm very pleased with it. Obviously, having the so many solar panels and the battery, I'm completely off grid in terms of my power consumption overall.
Yeah, so there you go. Going to bring this one, say, to a conclusion. You can make your own antennas, obviously, but if you're a little bit lazy or you just haven't got the time, get something like this. Get a lovely day like this and sit outside. Have a beer maybe, or a cup of tea. Get your radios going, play around with it, get the SWR set up. As I say, all of this I've done videos on. I know, sorry, we're in the shade here, it's so bright. I really would recommend that you get yourself one of these. Let's come out in the sunshine a little bit. There we go. Get yourself one of these little nano VNAs. Makes it so much easier setting up the antenna. There's a video on the nano. There's a video on this little SDR here from Banggood, and of course the Raddy 919 radio there. So all of those, I'll link those in the description. I'll put them at the end of the this video if you want to go ahead and have a look. But I think that's about it from Fred in a lovely sunny garden. I'd like to say thank you, of course, for viewing my videos. I don't get that many views per video, so really do appreciate it. And as always, there's the thumbs up from Fred in the Shed. Please look after yourself, stay safe, of course. Catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
The government are forking out, is it up to £7,500, I think, because they are very expensive. I guess the cost will come down in the fullness of time, and I dare say it's an air source rather than a ground source.
Fred's in the shed where the magic unfolds. Fred in the shed with his trusty CB. He's a friend to the lonely on a frequency.